Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. First of all, I would love to welcome all of the English department, lecturers, and honorable participants of this workshop. Thank you for finding the time and joining us for today. My name is Noor Zahira Zaman, and I'm a PISMP TELSA student from the Institute of Teacher Education Tun Hussein on campus, and I'll be the one who responsible for hosting this workshop today. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, today's program is organized by the Department of English, Institute of Teacher Education Tun Hussein On. And this workshop is aimed to help individuals to find out their potential in writing English poems. The best part is that if your poetry is fascinating and creative enough, it will be published in an ISBN number book entitled Voices of IPGKTHO. So to begin our session today, I would like to invite Madam Balkis binti Haji Abdul Aziz, Head of the English Language Department, IPGKTHO, to give a welcome speech. With all due respect, please, Madam.
Thank you, Ms. Zahira, our moderator for today's event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to the lecturers, staff, students, ex-students of Institute of Teacher Education Tun Hussein on campus, and also to all the participants. Welcome to the poetry workshop organized by English Language Department, Institute of Teacher Education Tun Hussein on campus. A special thanks to Dr. Ibichu, the speaker of this workshop, for her effort to make this workshop as a platform to introduce us to a writing community. I really hope that through this workshop, the participants will be able to create poems creatively, well organized, fresh, and full of life. This workshop is the platform to enhance the interest of writing poems, whereby the participants are able to write fragments and several completed poems that are ready to submit for print publications. Together, we explore the beauty of writing poems by using figurative language or just by using simple language but meaningful poem. I really hope that the end product of this workshop is something sweet that can be shared by everyone. Enjoy the workshop. That's all from me, and without any delay, back to Ms. Zahira and also to Dr. Ibichu. I hope everybody will enjoy the session and will come up with a product that can be published as one of our product for English language department. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Balkis, for that meaningful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, our speaker today is Dr. Yi Bichu, and a bit of enlightenment about her background is that Dr. Yi Bichu is an excellent lecturer at the Institute of Teacher Education, Tun Hussein on campus, IPGKTHO. She has more than 20 years of teaching experience as an English educator at primary and secondary school. Dr. Yi obtained her PhD in Teaching English as a Second Language, TESOL, in University Technology, Malaysia. She is active in writing books for secondary school and publishing more than 20 research articles in Scopus and also review journals. She researches English language, teaching and learning, teacher education, literature, and her current projects are home-based teaching and learning, and last one is digital storytelling. Before we begin, I would love to explain to you how you can talk to us during this workshop. If you have any questions throughout the workshop, please write them in the comment section and we're going to pin it, as we will have a Q&A session at the end to answer your question. Now, allow me to begin to welcome our speaker, Dr. Yi Bichu, to begin this workshop. With all due respect, please, Dr. Yi Bichu.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see all of you here with me. First, I'd like to thank our moderator of the day, Ms. Zahira binti Zaman, for hosting this event for us. I also like to thank the head of English Language Department, Madam Balkis binti Haji Abdul Aziz, for allowing me to give this workshop to share with you the knowledge how to write different types of poetry, and also some literary devices that I'm going to share with you all. I also like to take this opportunity to thank our director, Dr. Masita Binti Yusof, and also our deputy director, Encik Muhammad Razi bin Muhammad Suradi, also for allowing me to deliver this workshop through the Itopedia YouTube. Okay, so I would like to share my screen first. Let me share my PowerPoint slides. Okay. Okay, this is my PowerPoint slides. I hope you all can see. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. For those of you who have not, sorry, for those of you who are from the school, you may want to scan this QR code for your attendance link. Those from the school and from the Institute of Teacher Education who are under Ministry of Education, you can scan the SPM KPM link for your attendance. And those who are our current IPTO students, now we have currently we have the PPISMP, PISMP, and also PDPP program students. You may want to scan the QR code for the IPTO students. For those students who are from PDPP program, I know that you are interim teachers, so you may scan both QR code for your attendance. One is for your school purposes, another is for our IPTO purposes, so that we know that our students are supporting our workshop for today. Okay, so these are the QR code. I think our ITO Media team has already sent the link in the chat. You may also key in your attendance in by using the link in the chat. Okay, and some of you, I think maybe you are not from the MOE and you are not from IPTO, so some of you might from the university or other institute. Today I have a friend from Egypt. She is very interested in joining my workshop. So she thought I'm going to use the Zoom to conduct this workshop. Then I told her, actually, I'm not using Zoom. I'm will deliver this workshop through YouTube. So I give her the link. So for those who are not from the our MOE institution and schools, maybe you can just say hello by giving your name and your institution in the chat, so that we know we have also people from other institutions who are joining us for this workshop. Okay. Actually, I have conducted this workshop. Sorry, I conducted this workshop last year for the teachers, for the lecturers and students in the University of Pakistan. They invited me to conduct this creative writing in poetry workshop, and actually, I have quite positive comments from the students there. Actually, I suggested to them I would like to publish a book, anthology of poetry with the writers, young writers from our Malaysian writers and also the Pakistani writers. I suggested to them, but at the end we didn't publish the book. But for today, we hope we at least we can publish the poems that is written by our staff, our lecturers, staff, students, current students, and ex-students. We can have our own IPTO poetry first before we can have a more international level of anthology of poetry. So I really hope that at the end of this workshop, our staff, lecturers, current students, and ex-students can contribute your poems to us, so that we can make this possible. Okay, we can make this publication possible, and maybe if possible, we will extend this publication to a more wider area, in that we can include other countries, students and lecturers, that we can publish a more international level of publication. Okay. So these are the objectives of the workshop. We hope that by the end of this workshop, the participants are able to understand the different types of poetry, understand the literary devices in a poem, create a poem, and share and publish the poem in Voices of Ito. Okay, our new book will be Voices of Ito, because I'm sure our lecturers and staff, students have many sweet memory, sweet memory and experiences that you had in Ito. So maybe you would like to write something about your feelings and your emotions through this creative writing of poetry, to share with us your voices. So that's why we have the title of this book as Voices of Ito. Okay. Before that, I would like to start with a poem that I wrote a few years back. Okay. This poem I wrote it is for a prayer, MH370. We know that in the year 2014 is a very special year, because for the first time our Malaysia A plan disappear, okay, for no reason, and until now we still do not know how what happened to the passengers. Okay, even though there are some speculations about something other thing and intention had happened, but until now we still don't know what really happened in that particular time, and that happened to the passenger in the MH 370. Let me read this poem first, which I wrote in 2014. On Saturday, 8 March 2014, leaving my homeland in Malaysia, heading to the great land of China, but the journey has been delayed by a wave of unknown possibilities, missing into the air and ocean, disappearing into the darkness. Who will hear me? Who will find me? I could hear people crying and praying. Depressed souls are freezing with undried tears. Troubled minds are scourging with unanswered questions. But I'm here praying for a hope, praying for a miracle. Okay, so I wrote this poem when I feel so sorry for those who are on the plane who disappear so suddenly, and especially for their family members who really try to find them. They came to Malaysia trying to find and to know the latest news. They try to find, but until now, okay, we still don't know what really happened. Okay, so sometimes we by writing poem we can express our feelings. Okay, how we are sad, or we feel pity for the people, or sometimes we can express our feelings of happiness. So that is why writing poetry is something very emotional. Actually, it can make us express our feeling not only verbally but actually in writing form, where we can share with people this poetry. Okay. What is poetry? Okay, actually it comes from the ancient Greek word, which means I create. It is an art form in which human language is used for its aesthetic qualities. So it's for aesthetic qualities which come from our inner feeling. Okay, we it's not like writing an essay. Okay, it's a essay or which is based on facts or information. But poetry is actually something from our heart, from our feeling. Okay, and it consists largely of oral or literary words in which language is used in a manner that is felt by its user and audience to differ from ordinary prose. Prose means text that like that texts that are novels, short stories, or play. Okay, those are in prose. But poetry is different from prose because the words of the language it's used. Okay, the language used is different, and poetry is a type of literature that conveys a thought, describe a scene, or tells a story in a concentrated lyrical arrangement of words. So it conveys our thought and feeling. Okay, our thinking, we put it in our feeling, and then we write a poem. And we can also tell a story, and the words that we use is lyrical. Okay, lyrical because we use some rhyme scheme. Okay, later I'll explain to you the rhymes and the rhyme scheme that we use in writing poetry. Okay, why write poetry? Okay, we know we can express our emotion and feelings. For example, I show you the poem I have written, M8, a prayer for MH 370. I feel pity for those passengers in the MH 370. So those they were in darkness, don't know where are they. They are actually hoping for a miracle to happen. Okay, so that is how we can portray our emotions and feelings through poetry. We can share our experiences in life. Sometimes some when we sometimes people are happy when they fall in love. They become unhappy when they broke up with their love romantic the boyfriend or girlfriend. So we can share our experience. Okay, deepen our understanding of language. For language, we know that it consists of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, and we know that language is when we learn a language, we will not just focus on the skills. Okay, we also can write it in poetic form. Okay, poetic forms which will make the language a different one. Okay, so we don't just study linguistic. Okay, which make the language so difficult. Sometimes through poetry is a kind of creative. Poetry is a creative writing. So it depends on the poet or the writer's creativity to write an interesting poems or creative poems that can attract the people. So it can actually deepen. When we write, we will try to study the language itself also and develop our language skills. Okay, when we write poem, if we are writing something about history, so we may read. Okay, we'll read some articles about a history, then we put it into our we get the information, and then we can write the poem. And then we can also develop our writing skill. When we write, we can develop our listening and reading speaking skill when we recite. We recite the poems. Okay, there is also one way for us to develop our language skills. We play with poetic forms. We know that poetry have a figurative language or literary devices. Okay, later I'll share with you what are these literary devices. Actually, they are very poetic. Okay, it's unlike the prose form, the prose of short story or novels. Everything is written in a paragraph form. Okay, but poetry is very poetic because of the these literary devices and also the rhyme scheme. Okay, later we will see what are there. Okay, to serve as a bibliotherapy. Okay, therapy is a healing. Okay, it's healing. Biblio means use of literature. We can use literature to heal. Okay, now in hospital, the doctors also use literature for the patient to heal the patients. In that, the doctor asks the patients to read a storybook or a poems, okay, or a novel, so that they can learn something, okay, or get to some experiences or feeling from the literature. So actually, literature or poetry is also one of the literature component can serve as a bibliotherapy. So it can actually heal, especially for people who are depressed. Okay, people who are depressed when they have no one, nobody to talk to. So they will depends on this reading to heal their life. So poetry can actually help them. When they read poetry, they will see something connect to their life. Actually, this can give them a different viewpoint. They can change their mindset to think more positively. So actually, it can serve as a bibliotherapy. Okay, poem versus poetry. Some people will tell, why poem, why poetry? Okay, Poem. For British English, we will pronounce as poem. British English, poem. Okay. American English, poem. Okay. So don't be confused. Before this, I tried to pronounce many times. Poem, British English, poem for American English. Actually, they are still English. Okay. And the difference of both poem and poetry. Okay. Poem is a fundamental unit of poetry. Okay. But poetry is a literary act of form. So actually, poetry is it is a umbrella. Okay, poetry is on top, poem is at the bottom. Okay, poetry, poem. So poem is fundamental. Poetry is the art. Okay, it's an art form. Okay, poem is shorter. Poetry can be longer. It can be a few poem together become a poetry. It is longer. Okay, poem is a piece of poetry. Okay, it's one part. Poem is just one part of poetry, and poetry make up of poems. Okay, so this actually poetry is a big umbrella, while poems is just a piece of it. It's different from prose. Okay, poem is different from prose because they are actually different types of poems, which I will share with you later. Poetry is part of a prose. Prose consists of short story, novel, okay, and poetry is also a prose, okay. Poem gives pleasure while poetry gives an aesthetic delight. Okay, poem is merely a form of verbal expression of poet's mind. Okay, we can recite. Actually, before we write a poem, we may recite. Okay, we read first. Okay, we read first we read out our mind. Okay, we think aloud. Okay, we read out our words. Then later only we write it down. Okay, so usually begins with a verbal expression. Okay, of our mind. For poetry, is an activities of poet's mind. Poem is an individual piece of work. Okay, it belongs. The poem can be written by different people, but poetry is actually a combination, a collected work. So all individuals' poems can compile into a poetry under an anthology or a collected work under poetry. Okay, so these are the difference between poem and poetry. Okay, poem and poetry. All right, the structure of poem. Okay, unlike a prose, a poem is made up of lines and stanzas. The paragraph in a poem is called a stanza. So we don't say a paragraph, so we call stanza 1, stanza 2. And in poem, we use rhyme. Okay, rhyme, the repetition of similar sounds in different words. Rhyme can occur within lines, which is internal rhyme, or more usually at the end of lines, the end line. Okay, let me later I'll show you the example. Okay, from rhyme we have rhyme scheme. Okay, rhyme scheme is a short formula for describing the pattern of rhyme in a poem, and words that rhyme are assigned the same letter. Okay, let's see the example, then you will understand. Okay, this example, the rhyme scheme for this poem talks on poetic terms is AABB. Why AABB? Okay, as you can see, English 11, it seems to me. Okay, me, E sound. Okay, has plenty of turns for poetry. Three also E sound. So these two have the same sound, so AA. I made lots of notes and done my best. I'm betting these turns are on the best test. So the rhyme, okay, the end words have the same rhyme sounds. So we call it, the scheme is called AABB. Okay, it can be AB or AB or AB, or it depends on the lines also. Usually the old poems, they are they focus a lot on this kind of rhyme scheme, on the old poems that was written many years ago. Now people normally write free words. Okay, the free which is a modern poem that we do not really follow the rhyme scheme. Okay, But for those people who are good in English, maybe you want to think how you can write a poem using this rhyme scheme. At the same time, you can improve your English. Okay, but yeah, this is the example. Okay, example for the rhyme scheme. Okay, types of poetry. Okay, we have the structured type and the free form. Okay, the structured type we have ballet, ode, sonnet, haiku, sing can. Okay, just now I was listening to the pronunciation. Sing can. Okay, sing can. And then we have the free form, ABC poem, acrostic poem, concrete or shape poem, free verse. Okay, the free form, we do not follow rhyme scheme. We can just write anything we like, okay, as long as it sounds like a poem. Okay, for structured poem, usually there is a format. Okay, we have to follow the format. And for these first three types, ballet, ode, and sonnet, they will follow the rhyme scheme. Okay, the rhyme scheme or the rhyme words. Okay, so it will be a bit difficult for a beginner writer to write. So I'll advise you all those who are new or who are especially our staff. Okay, our staff at ITO, maybe you can think of writing ABC poem, acrostic poem, shape poem or free words. These are easier. Okay, for those who are our TESOL student, I know you have used English for many years. Maybe you can think of writing structure. Okay, structure poem. But it's up to you. The choice is up to you. Okay, I'm not forcing. Just a suggestion. Okay, if you still want to write the free form, is also okay. Okay. Now let's see what are the different among these types of poetry. Okay, the first one is ballet. Okay, ballet is an old style of writing poetry which is used to tell stories about emotional happenings. It narrates a story. Okay, so ballet is talk about a story, and traditional ballets are typically of unknown authorship. But sometimes there is an author also, and it has been passed down from one generation to the next. Okay, I think this example of this poem is quite popular among our students, especially the secondary school students who are in Form 4. Yeah, this is one of the poems prescribed for our Form 4 students to study. The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay, so we see that there are 6 stanzas. Okay, stanza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and we see that actually they are rhymes. Well, but I'm not going to tell you in details. You can later try to find out. There are a lot of resources on this poem. Okay, so this is one example of ballet. Okay, it talk about a historical events about a war. Okay, a war that happened in the time, okay, where these soldiers die, even though their commander give them a command that they know that they will die in the war, but they still fight. They still obey their commander and fight in the war. Okay, so it's about an historical event. Okay, the second example is ode, a lyric poem that can be rhymed or unrhymed. The poet usually use it as a formal address to someone or something. Okay, here we have this example, Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. Okay, Ode to a Nightingale, actually, this narrator, the persona is talking to the nightingale. Okay, so it's actually how he try to talk or express his feeling to this nightingale. Okay, then we have the third type, which is called sonnet. Okay, sonnet is derived from the old Occitan phrase meaning little song. It's a little song. It has 14 lines. Okay, 14 lines, so it fits. We cannot for if we want to write sonnet, we make sure it has 14 lines. Okay, And it uses iambic pentameter, 5 sets of unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllables for 10 syllable line. So if you want to write sonnets, you have to count the syllable. The time of year thou mayst in me behold. Okay, 10 syllable. And then you have to follow the rhyme of the stressed and unstressed syllables. Okay, sonnets is structure. Okay, the first three poems are structured because we had to follow the format. Not the first three, first five, okay, another two also. It has structure because we had to follow the format. Okay, so this is sonnet. And this example, Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare, it also was one of the poems prescribed for our secondary school in the first literature cycle. In the first literature cycle, our student, I think Form 1, yeah, Form 1 student, they learn this Sonnet 18, okay, Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. But now, because our literatures, we have go through, I think, a few circles already. I think now is the fourth circle, if not mistaken. Okay, so this is the first cycle where when our students learn Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. So you see that it must have 14 lines, and then we must follow the rhyme scheme. Okay, day and May, temperate, date, shines, declines, deemed, and trim. So the rhyme scheme is A B A B C D C D. Okay, so it is fixed. Okay, it is fixed. We cannot change the format. Okay, we cannot change the format. Okay, then we come to the fourth types of poetry, which is haiku. Haiku is a Japanese poem composed of three unrhymed lines of 5, 7, and 5 syllables. Haiku poetry originated in the 16th century and reflects on some aspect of nature and create images. Haiku is very short, okay? 5, 7, 5 syllable, okay? How do we count the syllable? Syllable in Malay is suku kata. Suku kata. So N, O, silent, pon. Okay, 5 syllable. First line, we must have 5 syllables. A frog jumps into the pond. 7 syllable. Splash, silence again. So 5. 5, 7, 5. Okay, 5, 7, 5 syllables. So it also has a fixed structure. In that we use haiku has a fixed structure. We have the 5, 7, 5 syllable. Okay, but it's short. Okay, it is short. So it's quite easy to write because it's very short. It can talk about something nature, okay, that we see. Yeah, very short. Okay, just make sure we have the correct syllables. Okay, 5, 7, 5 syllable according to the sound. Okay, okay. Next we have sing can. Okay, sing can. Okay, this word is quite difficult to read. Okay, sing can. Okay, sing can. Sin means 5 in French. Okay, it's a French word actually. Sin means 5 in French. So it means it has 5 lines. Only 5 lines. Okay, it's quite easy also, this poem. Line 1 is 1 word, that is the title. Line 2 is 2 words that describe the title. Line 3, 3 words that tell the action. Line 4 is 4 words that express the feeling. Line 5 is 1 word that recalls the title. Okay, let's see the example. Okay, the title, watermelon. So line 1, okay, the title, watermelon. Then line 2, 2 words. So describe, okay, watermelon is juicy and sweet. Okay, juicy, sweet. And then line 3 is the action. Okay, the action of watermelon, dripping, slapping, smacking. Okay, so the actions for the watermelon. Okay, let's what is line 4 already? Feeling. Okay, line 4 we express our feeling. So messy to eat. Okay, then line 5 sorry, recalls the title, yummy. Okay, yummy. This recall, let us recall back the watermelon. Okay, so 1, 2 words, 3 words, then here is the 4 words, then go back to 1 word. Okay, so this is called sing can. Okay, sing can, 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, and 1 word. Okay, so only 5 lines, but very short. Okay, very short. Okay, let's see another example. Snow. Okay, snow. We describe snow as lovely and white. Okay, lovely white. Then the action, falling, dancing, drifting. And then our feeling, cover everything it touches, covering everything it touches. Okay, then we talk about a blanket. Okay, it's like a blanket for the snow. Okay, one word. Okay, so one word, two words, three words, four words, and one word. So only 5 lines. Is very easy. Okay, sinking. Okay, this is called sinking. Okay, the sixth one. Okay, number six, and after that there is no fix, no structure. Okay, so it depends on our creativity, how we want to write. APC poem as a series of lines that create a mood, picture, or feeling. Lines are make our words and phrases. The first word of line one begins with an A, and the first word of line two begins with a B, etc. Okay. For example, this is one example of the ABC poem. We see A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Although things are not perfect because of trial or pain, continue in the thanksgiving, to not begin to blame even when the times are hard, fierce winds are bound to blow. Okay, so this is called ABC poem. Okay, another type is called acrostic. Acrostic is quite similar to ABC poem. It is called a name poem. Okay, uses a word for each subject. Okay, each line of the poem begins with a letter from the subject word. Let's see the example. This they use the word school. Okay, school, school. Okay, we see that this is the called acrostic. Okay, we use a word for school. Okay, then from this school we come up with the words. Chambon is where I go. Computers, spirals, books, and more. Homework every night. On math, science, reading, and social studies, our class does lots of fun projects. Learning never stops. Okay, so acrostic poem, we use a word. Okay, and then we start writing based on the word. And concrete or shape poem. Okay, concrete or shape poem, the words themselves form a picture. Okay, it's like a picture. A picture is very interesting. If we are good, we can draw the picture first, and then from the picture then we start writing the words. Okay, here I have this example of love in a triangle. Okay, love in a triangle. So love is like a triangle, you, she, and I love you, but you don't love me. You love her, but she doesn't love you. I love you, you love her, she love me. Why do we love in a triangle? Okay. So this is called a shape poem. Okay. So you can draw a butterfly. You can draw a butterfly, and then you start writing about it, and you can draw there I saw there are a lot. You just type shape poem. Okay, you just type shape poem, then you can see a lot of examples online. I just noticed that she loves me. The grammar mistake here, I'm sorry, because I asked my daughter to help me to write. Okay, I didn't notice that. Okay, I want to put some of the shape poems in my slide, but I'm afraid because they have copyright, so I dare not put other people's shape poems here, because those are pictures. For pictures, we need to gain their approval to get the copyright. So last minute I draw this picture. Okay, all right. Free verse. Okay, free verse is a modern poetry that has no rules about meter of rhyme. Okay, just like this free verse written by E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in. This poet, E. Cummings, he likes to use small letter I. Okay, he's a very unconventional poet. Okay, so he like to use a small letter I. So I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. You see, very unconventional. Okay, the grammar, and there is no comma. Okay, we don't know where to stop. Okay, no comma, no full stop. we don't know where to stop. Okay, very unconventional. Okay, so this is called free verse. Okay, some people they have their own creativity, so they like to write the poem in their own way. Okay, E. Cummings is quite a popular poet. He is quite a popular poet. Okay, so this is how he write. Okay, we can see this is called free verse. Okay, it seems the grammar is not correct. Okay, no, it's not very grammatical. He likes to use small letter I. Okay, but because this is poetry. Okay, poetry. It can be written in a poetic form. It's very unconventional. We no need to follow a structure. So this is called free verse. Okay, free verse. So these are the 9 poems that I have already mentioned. Okay, the 9 poems. Now we comes to the literary devices, or sometimes we call it figurative language. Okay, we have these 9 as literary devices: simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, assonance, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, imagery, repetition. Okay. Simile is a comparison of two things by using the word as or like. Example, she is as tall as a giraffe. He runs fast like lightning. Lightning. Okay, this is simile. Metaphor, a comparison of two things for their similarities and shared traits. Henry was a lion on the battlefield. This assignment was a breeze. Okay, so metaphor and simile is quite close, the meaning, but in simile, we will use the word as or like, okay, for simile. Metaphor, we do not use as or like, but their meaning is similar. They compare, okay, they compare two things. And then personification, we giving the giving of human traits and characteristics to inanimate objects, phenomena, and animals. Example, opportunity is knocking at your door. Okay, opportunity is not a person, it's not a human, but we say it is knocking. So this has become a personification. The sun smile at us. Okay, sun is not a human, but now we give it a human traits, saying that it smile at us. So this is called personification. Okay. Actually, poems is very why we say poetic form, because of the literary device. Okay, that makes it rich in when we write a poem or when we read a poem. Okay, alliteration is the repetition of the same letter or sound at the beginning of words. Peter pipe picked a pack of peppers. Okay, this is a P, the per sound. Okay, the chilling cold almost chopped him apart. Okay, the ch sound. Okay, we see that the repetition of the same letter or the same sound. Okay, assonance is the repetition of the vowel sounds. Okay, like flee, eat, fleet, feet, sweet by sleeping geese. The e sound. Okay, the same vowel sounds. Row, row, row your boat. Okay, the o sound. Okay, onomatopoeia, the sound words. Okay, some people find very hard to read onomatopoeia. Okay, examples: boom, crash, snap, quack, moo. So these are the sound words. Okay, sound words. Hyperbole and exaggeration. I waited in the line for centuries. Okay, exaggerate. I have a million things to do. This is also an exaggeration. Okay. Imagery, words and phrases appeals to the 5 senses, which we call visual, auditory, gustatory, tactile, and olfactory, which create the mental images. Okay. For example, the tiny red ant climbed up the broken twig. Okay, so here we see we see the color here. Okay, the twig is broken, so it actually is the visual. Okay, it is a visual. It appeal to our visual. Okay, the car squeaked every time I hit a bump in the road. Okay, squeaked, the sound. Okay, this is the sound. So is for sound is auditory. Okay, one bite of the sour lemon caused my lips to pucker. Okay, the sour lemon, so it is a taste, a taste. So gustatory. Okay, gustatory. The sharp edge of the paper cut my finger and make it sting. Cut. Okay, so it's something tactile, touching. Okay, tactile. The sweet smell of freshly baked apple fill the air. So this appeal to us the smell. So it's called olfactory. So imageries are words that we use for according to the five senses. Okay. And the last one is repetition. Repeated words, phrases, or sentences. Sometimes in poems, we can use repeated words. Example, never, never, never quit. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. And mouse to go before I speak, and mouse to go before I speak. So we can also use repetition. Okay, usually when we use repetition, is for emphasis. Okay, when we want to emphasize something, we use repetition. Okay. Now what we hope, I have finished sharing with the text of poem and also the literary device. Okay, actually there are a lot of literary devices, but today I don't want to share too much. Okay, some are quite difficult. Only TESOL student they can use those words. We still have some literary devices like oxymoron, allusion. Okay, which are more difficult, but I don't want to talk about that for today's workshop. Okay, because today's workshop is actually open to everybody, including our staff and those who are non-TESOL background. Okay, so though if you are interested, you can do your own research, okay, to find out more about the literary devices. Okay, so now what we hope you can do, okay, you can write a poem about your experiences at Ito. Okay, we like to get your creative writing, okay, of your poem that you write about your experiences. That's why we like our staff, our lecturers, students, and ex-students to share your poem with us. Okay. After you wrote the poem, maybe you can read to your friends and relatives first to see what is their reaction. See here their opinions about your poems, and then later you can email to me. Okay. This is my email that you can email to me your poem. Okay. Here I and the creative poems, and also the most creative or good poems that we will publish in our new book, Voices of Ito. So I call it Voices because we like to hear your voices through the publication of your poem. So we would like to get your poem so that we can get it published in this book. Okay, the new book. This book, the cover page has not been designed. Our graphic designer, Mr. Zahidi, will design the cover page for us. So it will be a very nice book. Okay, when it is printed and published. Okay, so we would like to get your poems so that we can get this your product. Okay, to be published in this book. And we will get a ISBN number before we publish this book, so that this book is more has more value for you all. Okay. The rule for participation. Okay, all submission must be unpublished original work. Okay, this is very important. Okay, for publication, we don't want to publish something that you copy. Okay, copy and paste. You found somewhere, then you just change the name and put your name. Okay, it's not fair to the original writer. So write your own poem. Okay, write your own poem, your original from your own original idea, and then only you send to us. Don't copy paste from somebody and then you just take up that person's name and put your name. This is not ethical. Okay, this is not ethical and it is not original. Okay, I will tell you that after I select all the poems, I will put it in the Turnitin software to check your plagiarism. So if it shows that it is a plagiarism poem, I will not publish your poem. Okay, because actually there is this software called Turnitin. Okay, to check your plagiarism, so we can actually submit your poems and then send in the software, and it can detect Okay, how many percent of the poems you had sent to me is you copy from somewhere else. It can even also tell me where you copy, okay, from which website, okay, from whose work. I can even know it. Okay, so please make sure your poem is your own original work. Okay, no copy and paste and no plagiarism. Okay, each poem must not exceed 40 lines. Okay, so don't write too long. Okay, don't write too long, because we also want to give space for the other writer to publish their poems. So please don't write too long. And it can be written on any theme. Okay, it can be any theme that you have experience in Ito. It can be about a cause, or about or the place, the facility in Ito, or anything. Okay, any team. Okay, or your happiness, your friendship with your classmate, your relationship with the lecturer, or anything. Okay, any team. Okay, you can write as long as it is your experiences in Ito, and it must be written in the English language. If a picture or photo is attached, please indicate the copyright. Some of you, maybe you want to write about a cat or a dog, or then you put the picture of the cat or the dog. Then please make sure that the picture is the original one. Okay, it's not from Google search. Okay, don't add the picture from Google search and then put it in, because this will because of the copyright issue. Okay, so if it is your own picture, your own original picture, let us know. Okay. These are the entry guidelines. All entries must be made online through email. It must be typed in Microsoft Word using font, area, size, 12, and spacing 1.5, saved in document format in a single file. And all entries must reach the organizer by 30th September. Okay, 30th September. Today is the 19th September. Okay, 19th September. So you have about 11 days to write the poem. If the poem is like the one I mentioned, haiku, sing can, or ABC poem, acrostic poem, they are easy. Okay, I'm sure that even in one day, you can write the poem. Okay. Sometimes when we write poem, we also need a kind of inspiration. Also, we need to relate something happened around us, the experience that we feel, that we experience. We can actually turn it into a poem. Okay, no late some entry will be accepted. Okay, why I want to get it by the end of this month? Okay, because we hope to get the book published by the end of October. By the end of October, we need to get it published. So by the end of this month, September, I will take about 2 weeks to edit the poems. Okay, after that, I need to apply for the ISBN number. Okay, it will take about 3 to 5 days to apply for the ISBN number. Then only we can publish and print the book. Okay, the book will be published in hard copy, but we will have the e-book. Okay, we will have the e-book for those author. I will send you the e-book. Okay, later, if your poems are published in our book. Okay, and please I'll have the consent form for you to sign. Okay, later I will share with you. Okay, please send your email to my please send your poems to my email. Okay, please send your poems to my email, your poems and the consent form. Okay, I'll show you later. Okay, when you write, okay, when you have your title of your poem, so and then you have your name. Okay, then please state whether are you a lecturer or staff. Let us know which jabatan are you from and which unit. If you are a student, you can be PPISMP or PISMP or PDPP. Okay, if you are our ex-student who are teacher in the school, okay, you can put your school name. Okay, and please let us know you're from which cohort. Okay, it might be PISMP. I think we have PPG student also. PPG, we also have PGSR student, okay, who have already graduated many years. Okay, you also can contribute your poems. for this book. Okay, we would like to hear your voices. That's why I call this book Voices of Ito, because we like to hear your experiences, how you feel for Ito. Okay, and then you have your contents of the poem, and it would be good you let me know your type of poem you write, so that I can categorize the poems according to the types. Okay, when the book is published, so the poems will be categorized according to the types of poem. Okay. Okay, so I come to the end of my talk today. Okay, please, I would like to get your evaluation for the course today, or for the workshop. Please give your evaluation for this course. Here, this another QR code is for the entry and consent form. Okay, the entry and consent form, because we need to get your consent to publish your poem. Okay, we don't want to have any issue to happen later. So if you want us to publish your work, so we would like to get your consent form. So please send your poem as well as this entry and consent form together when you email. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you very much for spending your afternoon with me. Now I'll pass this back to our moderator, Miss Zahira. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so now thank you, Dr. Yi, for your informative and interesting talk. So now we're going to continue with the Q&A session. So if any of you have a question, please do write it in the comment section and I will read it for you. So I've been go through this comment section and I don't see any types of comments or maybe questions that everyone would like to ask. So I think yeah, maybe that's all from us for this time. All right, so I would like to say thank you again, Dr. Yi, for answering all of the workshop and for guiding us through this workshop for this afternoon. So it was a pleasure to have you with us. And Dr. Yi, is there anything else you would like to mention before we end this session? Dr. Yi, may I have your response?
Yes. Okay. So we really hope to receive your poems. Okay, we really hope to receive your poems, especially our ex students, because I remember last time when I taught the senior who study in Ito. I actually asked them to write poems. I asked them to write short stories. I actually hope to publish them. Okay, I remember I asked them to write short stories, and I told them I want to publish their book, their short stories, and I sent to three. Actually, I sent to three publishers. Okay, I innocently think that the publisher will publish our work. Okay, but actually, from the three publisher, only one respond. Okay, I emailed to three publishers. Only one responded, saying that the short story is not for commercial value. Okay, because I forgot, because publisher, when they publish the book, they need to get the commercial value. So that's why our students work will not be able to publish during their study time. Okay, so that's why now I have learned how to publish a book and how to apply for ISBN. So I really hope to get your poems, so that you can contribute your poems, even though when you during your study you couldn't get to publish. At least now you are given the opportunity to get your work published. Okay, for Ito Tessa. Okay, for Ito Tessa, I really hope that you can send us your poems and get it published. Of course, for our own lecturers and also our staff, we also want to get your poems also, because the book is called Voices of Ito. Okay, Voices of Ito is not just from other people, but it's the voices of Ito. So we would like to get those from Ito to also contribute your poems. So please send us your poems, and we will love to publish your work. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Yi, for the reminder. And again, it was a pleasure to have all of you with us, especially Dr. Yi. And also, we do hope that all of you are going to give cooperation with us to fill in the attendance. Not to mention, don't hesitate to send us your creative poetry as it will be published soon. So I guess this concludes the workshop, unfortunately, because we ended really early than we expected. Then thank you so much for all of you, for those who are participating in this workshop. We hope to see you again next time. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.